Greetings and welcome to another video, and in this one today we're going to have a look at another 21st century Commodore 64 game. Now, back in 1982, Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back was released by Parker Brothers, and I believe it was their first game for the Atari 2600. And it's a fairly smooth shoot 'em up, you know, for a simple system. It does the job. Do like the colours on this. But until 1983, when the brilliant bonkers brain of Jeff Minter come up with Attack of the Mutant Camels, we didn't really have a Commodore 64 version of the game. I mean, yeah, there were a couple of Empire Strikes Back games, but one of them was by the brilliant Domark, which was a vector graphic affair, much like the arcade game. So this was pretty much the best we had. Until now. So 40 years after the Atari version was made, we have a version by Megastyle coming out on the Commodore 64 that came out on the 4th of May 2022. No, I'm not going to say it. It's May the Force be with you. Stop mispronouncing it. So from their itch.io page, it says 40 years after the Atari and Intellivision games were released, Megastyle is now proud to present to you the Commodore 64 fan version of the original Parker Brothers game Empire Strikes Back. Now, they've tried to remake the Atari 2600 version into a Commodore 64 version and added their own touch, and seeing as they have quite a bit to do with the demo scene, yeah, it's well, here, listen to the music. So this one had quite a lot of a build up on social media, and I've been quite looking forward to it, because I do like a shoot 'em up. They've added a little bit more to this one, so rather than just shooting at the AT-ATs, you've got AT-STs, you've got droids. You know, you have got the big AT-ATs or ATs, however you want to pronounce it. And I think they've done a top job with it. So we'll get a game going. Now, there's 8 stages to this game. I've only had a couple of goes on it, and straight away you can hear there that they've, what sounds to me like they've pulled the ship sound and fire sounds from Sanxion. Now, that ship sound from Sanxion is one of the best engine sounds, I think, on the Commodore 64, so yeah, top marks for using that. That's a win-win straight away. It looks suitably icy, like the World Hoth, and it's basically flying backwards and forwards and shooting the fuck out of everything. The bullets are quite hard to avoid. Oh mind you, I've just avoided one as I say that. But they don't let up. Getting low on energy for this life. this is the last one. See if I can take him out. There we go. So that's stage 1 done. Now obviously, because of the imagery and the tunes and that used in this game is a free download. But there's nothing to stop you from making a donation to Megastyle for the work they've put into this. Right, here we go again. Now this time it's straight on to the big boys. I think graphically this is really appealing. I do like the use of the blues to give it a cold feeling. That's really well thought out. I always thought that was the case with the Atari version, and that's a life gone. So if you want to bomb around in a snow speeder and shoot down great big Imperial walkers, this is the game for you. It's not an easy game either, it looks quite simplistic, but look how this thing's following me. They do a fair amount of damage, and you can shoot these down with one hit if you get them in the droid door, but that's not a euphemism. But trying to hit that is very difficult, and these take a lot of hits. Is it 30 to 50 or something, I believe? Now the question is this better than Attack of the Mutant Camels? Well, from a Star Wars point of view, yes. There's a lot to be said for Jeff Minter's games. I am quite a fan, so the jury's still out on that one. But yeah, it definitely looks better, but you're talking about a 39-year difference between the Jeff Minter Camels game and this one. I do like the parallax scrolling. It gives it a sense of speed. That bullet did not want to give up. Hang on, have I found a way of doing it here? No. This is really smooth and really responsive. Yeah, it's really hard when you're looking at a game or doing a review type video. It's very hard to get across how responsive a game is, because obviously you can't see my hands on the controls. But trust me, it is really responsive. There we go. That's another stage cleared. And I've got 2 lives left. Here we go again. So we've got some ATSTs to start with. If you look across the little radar map at the bottom, you can see there is at least 5 things to kill, and as just flew in there, these bloody droids as well that come at you. Also, if you finish the level, I forgot to point out, seeing as I'm back down to the energy, well, in fact, I'm dead now. If you restart a level with your energy bar down, it does replenish at the beginning of that level, or the next level. These little units are hardier than you'd think. And of course, because they haven't got their own energy bar, you can either count your shots, or it's just an element of the unknown. There's one of them poxy droids. That's done more damage. Yep. Well, there you go. game over. But this is just a quick look at, and I wouldn't have shown you all 8 levels anyway. If you're a fan of the Atari original, or a fan of Attack of the Mutant Camels, this is a no-brainer. I'll just put my name in. So yeah, there you go. That is Empire Strikes Back on the Commodore 64. A brand new game. Well, alright, it's a month old now, but I don't do the whole Star Wars Day thing, so I thought I'd leave it for a bit. How would I rate this one then? Well, the sound, I really, really like the SID versions of all the Star Wars music, and having a sound that's nigh on identical to Sanxion for the engine and the shooting, I'm going to give the sound a 9, because I really do. I mean, I love the Imperial March tune from, you know, proper old school Star Wars, you know, the only 3 films that matter. So yeah, I'm going to give the sound a 9. Graphics, I think the graphics are pretty damn good as well. I do like the use of colour, and you know, there's enough detail on all the different models that you're fighting against for you can tell what they are. If you know Star Wars, you know exactly what they are. There's no having to work out, oh, what's that, it's there, you know what it is. So I'm going to give the graphics, I'm going to give them 8.5, because although they are good, there's not too much variation, which does lead me on to the gameplay. Now the gameplay, as much as I like a shoot 'em up, and I do like this, it is very repetitive. You are doing the same thing over and over again. And you know, I'm taking into consideration that, you know, Megastyle do a lot of demos. Yeah, so it's a tricky one, the gameplay, because I'll definitely play it again. So it has got the last ability, but replay value is limited in a game that is so repetitive. So gameplay, I am gonna give 7. But saying that, rather than doing just a straight average, if I was going to give this game an overall score, I'm going to give it 8.5, because although it might be a short-term game, it is still a lot of fun to play. It is smooth, it is quick, you do have to have your wits about you. So yeah, I think 8.5 out of 10 is a fair score for this game. So as usual, I will put links down below to the itch.io page, so you can go and download it yourself. If you want to give them a donation, then do that, but it is a free download. It is a good game. It should run on a Commodore 64, the C64, Vice emulator, Mister, Raspberry Pi. If you can load Commodore 64, you can load this. But until the next video, thank you very much for watching, and laters.